can't share it on Instagram, can you?
Huh?
You can't.
No, that sucks.
I hate you, nigga. Oh, okay.
What?
That's Ultimate Warrior, though. Congratulations,
Here's another example of Russell Brand. McIntyre received a special request from a friend complaining about his displeasure from another friend in the club. Yo, hello, is this John? Yeah. What's going on, buddy? This is WWE Superstar Drew McIntyre here to tell you about your experience last night in the club. I was paid finally to tell you that you were a dirty piece of shit last night and that you drew off your friend for pussy. What? You want me to claymore you in the fucking face? You heard me. Yes. Why did you abandon your friend last night? It is good enough. Alright, but listen, man. Fuck off. Are you tired of the same old political telemarketers who recommend WrestleGrams so you can get phone calls like this?
Hey people from Phillip County, West Virginia. This is Jesse the Body Ventura, home of Governor of Minnesota. Make sure you go out and vote for Charles R. Dealey. Charles R. Dealey, the man who knows what your county needs. Charles R. Dealey, the man who is recognized.
Bray versus Seth is being advertised for Clash of Champions. Bray versus Seth is being advertised for Clash of Champions, like on commercial. Did you see the other one? The WWE hire reportedly falls asleep on his first day.
Oh my god.
So that would be me. I mean, my whole mouth open. If Maddie was here, I would make fun of that. He just like pretended to be knocked out in that chair right there.
Right, because he took his place.
An associate or any other scumbag in your life, then careful. Russell Brand, the Wrestling Audio Greeting Card.
Think about his charge was on.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Turnbuckle Tabloid is cutting a promo. You know, we really got to invest into that.
WrestleGram?
Yeah, we got some people. We need to find some individuals that.
I'm thinking about doing it for myself.
I like Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura is actually a guy that helped Trump not to get elected. He would definitely like turn a lot of people off. So I think we should put him on the board for that shit.
I just imagine me hiring the Undertaker to tell some girl off that goes to me.
Exactly. That goes to you.
Sends his greetings. He says, "Rest in peace,
bitch." So cutting a promo this week, ladies and gentlemen, we're discussing the differences between WWE and All Elite. And I'm not talking about production-wise. I'm not talking about money-wise, financials, and all that. We're talking about pure talent. Talent-wise.
in ring."
I had a conversation with an individual the other day, and they laid it out the cleanest and easiest to say. All Elite is basically a big budget indie show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only thing is they have obviously better production and stuff, but
What do you mean better production?
Like as far I mean, better production than your staple indie.
Right.
But I can see that, yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, when you look at it and you go to any one of these local shows, you start seeing all the similarities and how all these matches are put together and everything like that. The pace of the matches. A lot of people when they watch WWE and then watch indies, if you're not the type of person that gets into like the nitty gritty, it might tend to fly over your head. But you start to notice the differences, how quick paced the matches are compared to WWE, or how everything's laid out in the ring compared to WWE, where Vince is, and this is why I agree with Vince's philosophy is, if you're in the middle of the ring, everybody needs to see it, right? Right, which is why he doesn't do any, which is why they don't do any like a lot of backstage stuff anymore, or stuff on the outside around the arena anymore that much, because what happens is that now you're taking the entire show away from half of the fans, right? And that I feel like that's what happens in the indies. Me and you went to a show recently where they did the match around the arena, and half the match we didn't even see. Right. You know,
which I have to say, I have to commend the All Elite crowd, because they're taking the practice of the Japanese culture. Even Europe has a culture where you don't stand up, you still sit. But I think the benefit is also is because they have their teletrons, whatever, shit all over the place. But also, it's still a practice of where you show the respect to the fans, that even if you can't see it, you can still see it. Like there's a way. Right. There's a way you can watch the match. The other thing is, I started noticing, especially the smallest of detail, where you're a former, did I say former wrestler? Or
in training, whatever you want to call it.
When you're Irish whipping somebody to the ropes, when you throw somebody to the ropes, where's your positioning at in the ring?
Well, when you're throwing somebody into the rope, obviously you're going to throw them in the rope, but then when you come back, you're going to be in the center.
Right.
Because the center of the ring is where everything...
It's supposed to be.
It's like the middle ring in the circus. Everybody sees it.
Right. Never been in a ring to train ever in my life. I've been a student of watching. I watch it. It's like acting or whatever it can be. Like fucking Jordan Grace said, performance art.
Oh, by the way, next week we're starting the Turnbuckle Tabloid Performance Art Center.
Yes. Believe me, you're gonna hear the renaissance of where of wrestling has made it to the upper echelon of the arts.
All promo, zero in-ring wrestling.
We're gonna figure out who's the Basquiat's or the Goya of wrestling.
We actually have a setup with Shakespeare in the park in a couple months.
Oh, that's gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna be gorgeous. Any case, even me knowing is that's the way the placement is. And when I was watching All Elite, I noticed that like there were certain positionings. I'm like, that doesn't look good.
Right.
That's not where you're supposed to be. You know, sometimes somebody's taking a clothesline and it's too much by the ringside. It just didn't look right.
Well, it throws off the whole flow of everything, right? Because you're doing it in the center. You go, you're hitting the ropes, and then you're coming back into the center. Hold on, there's a big
That's right.
And then you come right back into the center, because again, like I said, everybody sees it. You're in the middle. That's the middle of the entire arena.
Right.
So that's the biggest vantage point of the entire show. And like you said, on top of that, anything that goes that shies kind of away from that, you're gonna lose your footing. You're gonna lose your timing. You're gonna lose a lot of stuff, and it's gonna make everything look sloppy.
And by the way, I want to preface it. I want to because I've been getting I'm not gonna say I'm getting a bad rap because I don't really give a fuck what y'all think. Although I enjoy the conversations we have, I'm not bashing All Elite. I want them to succeed. I want to see progress. And like I've been saying for previous episodes, I'm just confused on what audience they're looking for.
Right.
And when you see, I got the clearance, the idea of what it is, which is generally it's just an overblown indie show. But with that, you also gotta understand, indie fans are very fickle. And very fickle. If it's no instant gratification, they're moving on.
Right.
On the flip side, shit, I hate that. On the flip side, they will enjoy All Elite because it's not WWE.
Right.
Because we've seen it before. We've seen it with Ring of Honor. We've seen it with TNA. We've seen it with Impact. Where if it's not WWE, I'm like, fuck WWE.
Right.
I'm going to watch this. Even if it's shit, I'm going to watch it. But going back to placement and stuff, you can see that a lot of these guys, and some of them even fucking praise that they've never been formally trained. What's your thought about that?
That kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there. I wouldn't say myself included because I'm way out of it. But there's a lot of guys out there that are busting their ass, training in school, fucking going through the grinder at some of these places. A bunch of them here in the city, going through the grinder at House of Glory, New York Wrestling Connection, all these places for somebody to come in and say, well, I've never been trained before, and I'm getting booked.
And be proud of it. Hold on a second. Apparently somebody's upset.
I'm sorry.
He's setting up.
They called the cops on us.
Yeah. No, it's a fire.
I was gonna say that's some new age shit right there. The cops getting called on everybody nowadays. But I'm about to call the cops on I got nothing, man. I was gonna say like
just slide into it. Where's the car?
Nothing.
I was waiting for where's the car crash out? Just slide into it. Like I always tell Maddie, if you ain't got shit, just slide into the car crash. What the fuck, bro? Like,
there's something going on, but I was gonna say,
Jesus Christ, it's never. Oh, here it goes. Slide into the car crash. You didn't hear the sirens already.
I hope they had insurance. But that's also the thing that kind of upsets me about a lot of stuff too. Now we're cutting a promo WWE versus AEW and kind of going back to that. Obviously, you're not going to get anywhere in WWE if you're not trained, right? Because these guys look for people, and if you're not trained, they'll train the shit out of you, right? At the Performance Arts Center and the Performing Arts Center, my bad. And
I hear that. All I hear is. I think like the fucking Looney Tunes comes up. The fuck Performance Arts Center.
But with WWE, I feel like the problem with All Elite also is that they're trying to be different from WWE, right? But at the same time, they need to take some of the things that Vince does and take those into account as to, this is why he's been in business for 70 plus years, right?
Like what?
Like for example, that's one thing. That's one thing that Vince always said. Like everything in the middle of the ring, and that's how everybody was trained. Everything in the middle of the ring. Why? Because that's the main focus is the center of the ring, right? Like I said, it's like a circus. Everybody focuses on the middle ring, right? So that's one of the things. And if you're out of place, it's gonna make shit look bad. If, for example, you said it, everything look kind of out of place, right? If you're doing a submission move, on somebody, and you're doing it facing away from hard cam, who gives a shit?
And defeats the purpose.
I'm watching at home. You're pandering to the audience.
Right.
I'm watching at home. Now all of a sudden I don't give a shit. Why? I don't see the expressions. I don't see this person in the submission move and all the pain that they're supposed that they're going through, and you're out of place and you're facing.
I'll give you an example. The triple threat match they had with Havoc, Allen, and Janela.
I give him props. I did not expect going into that match for it to be that good.
And when we review it later, it was actually a good match. I liked that. I had a fun time. It's not my kind of cup of tea, but I actually had a good time with it. He did. Darby Allin did a spot with the skateboard, where there was another thing where it was a little jab at Cornette with stuff. These skateboard fucks,
right?
But you did a spot to where you used the skateboard and you had thumbtacks on it. Who the fuck knew?
Right.
You couldn't tell. If homeboy from the fucking rafters 20 rows deep wouldn't know what the fuck just happened. Even on TV, you really couldn't tell.
That's the main rule everybody needs to see. You have 15,000 fans. You have millions watching on TV, and then all of a sudden now only 5,000 people can see it,
Right.
right? Unless until they show the replay where they have a different camera angle.
Right.
All of a sudden, that whatever you did, that with
Doesn't
the
make
thumbtacks and
doesn't make
everything.
any sense.
No, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Now,
You want stuff to matter. Everything should matter, and everybody should see it, and everything should matter. And now it only matters to 5,000 people.
Now, on the flip side, there's one thing that WWE, the dub, could learn from All Elite, which is character.
Right.
Regardless of what my opinion is, what my thought is about certain individuals, there's characters. There's something that we haven't seen in such a long time. Like I said, I had a conversation with someone this past week, and as an insider, they reminded me of that. You could be the best wrestler in the past 3 years, but if you don't have a character, nobody's gonna care.
Right.
Ricochet, fucking talented out the guild, probably one of the best wrestlers, probably top 5 of anybody's list. This is bland as fucking dry fucking toast.
How many times have you seen MJF wrestle?
Not much.
Is he spectacular in his matches?
No, not really. He's pretty good.
But why do we like him?
Because of his character.
Exactly.
Because of what he puts on the table.
And I feel like half of that has to do with the fact that Cody Rhodes took a lot of learning from Dusty, right?
Yes.
So he's able to actually see these guys who have built these characters for themselves and say, shit, this guy would be good on my show. Luchasaurus, for example. Luchasaurus, put Luchasaurus's gimmick on anybody in WWE.
It's not gonna work.
Give it to Dolph Ziggler.
Can't work.
We're gonna give you a mask. You're gonna be this dinosaur luchador, right? What's Dolph Ziggler gonna say? Well, I kind of just wanted to be, Dolph Ziggler and just be,
Right.
Shawn Michaels or whatever the fuck he wants to be, and they're gonna shit all over it. Luchasaurus supposedly got that gimmick from Dusty, right? And he said, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to get me over. It's cheesy, but fuck it, right? It's going to get me over. And Luchasaurus was the draw of the fucking show.
Yeah. And regardless of the fact, you have guys like even Orange Cassidy. I'm a big fucking naysayer about him.
Right.
But it's a character that people will gravitate to because you've seen him in the indies do it. And although for a new audience, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I have a neighbor who didn't even know who the fuck it was. And when he saw him, he was like, yo, that fucking guy is cool, man. He fucking wrestles in sunglasses and he does, he doesn't take his hand out of his pockets.
Right.
Even though I don't know what the fuck it's all about. But that's a character.
Well, it's like somebody like, for example, the indies, Dick Justice, right? What does Dick Justice do? He pulls out a fake gun and holds people up in the goddamn ring, right? Mm-hmm. It's cheesy, but guess what? People like it. People like that kind of stuff.
I thought about it because I said, you haven't seen in WWE characters like that in such a long time because everybody's just so cookie cutter.
But I feel like that's part of the reason. I feel like the Street Profits are WWE's answer to that. You know what I'm saying?
The hood guy,
yeah,
coming back,
right? Because those are characters. They're good on the mic. They mesh well.
Who's the rich guy in WWE? Who's the rich pompous guy
in WWE?
Yeah,
who's on?
We don't have it.
No.
Remember that used to be always a big thing.
$1 Million Man was a shit.
$1 Million Man, Alberto Del Rio, JBL. Mm-hmm. You always had that pompous, extravagant individual. WWE doesn't even do it anymore. Don't even have it. Bobby Roode should have been that.
And what they do? Oh, don't even get me started on how they do
EC3 should have been that.
And they crapped on him too.
No, but EC3 is the 1%.
And guess what? MJF is doing it. And guess what? MJF is probably the biggest heel in pro wrestling right now.
Exactly, Frankie. Exactly. Yeah, they should have tried it with EC3.
They were supposed to. They've been doing all these vignettes and stuff leading up to EC3.
But you know,
remember the whole weird thing where he pulls his pants down and it's his fucking trunks or whatever.
Yeah.
That was weird to begin with, but they were trying it out. But then Vince shut it down for some reason.
And the sad part about got a phone call. Turbo time, what do this?
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Órale.
Órale, viva la raza, sí.
Mira, vamos así, con la moneda de Corona también.
Hell yeah, with this heat right here in Tijuana, whoa, 92 degrees, man.
They didn't have Tecate, so I got Modelo, you know?
Hell yeah.
Let me cue up Marco's music when he goes in. It's always gotta cue him up. Marco, I got a question for you. I'm glad that you called. We're talking about the difference between AEW and WWE's wrestling, and there's an event that's happening this weekend. I forgot the name of it.
The AAA thing?
I don't know if it's AAA.
Yeah, AAA. They were supposed to do MSG, and now they're doing it at Hammerstein.
No. I'm talking about in Mexico. They're doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. The Lucha Bros are supposed to be defending their titles out there, but they're defending the House of Glory titles.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you go to the House of Glory website, and on Facebook, the flyer is there. I was gonna ask you, if you heard about it, if you know that was gonna be going down.
Well, actually, I didn't hear about it because you have about that, but you don't know about that event.
So,
wow.
Did you watch All Out this past week?
I saw some of it, and I liked the show. I didn't expect to be in there. Yeah, I like the show, but you know what, Jericho, whatever, but he needs to put over something like that.
My thing is, do you see the difference that a lot of people aren't getting with the differences between the All Elite wrestling style and the WWE style?
It's like more NXT thing they have right here in AEW. They're looking for real talent, like they have real talent in WWE. Yeah, but the guys who want to be the main eventer and give it all to the rest of the ring. Well, they're doing like that. They're doing something like that. Different side with WWE is more show, and they're talking about all the paraphernalia and all that stuff, and they're not worried about doing matches. Now they're starting to do something with some of the wrestlers, like Sasha and Bayley turning heel. And whatever. You're doing something different, man. You're supposed to do that. You have to go to the next level. Because these guys are getting their run from the money.
But the one thing you guys have in Mexico is that character development.
Yeah.
You guys have character. That's something that translates over. Either you're a luchador with character, or you're just
a lot of guys down there make a career out of that kind of stuff.
Right.
What? Super Porky's one. You would think that's like a cheesy character, right? But Super Porky's made a career off of that.
Right.
You know? Even all the little luchadors, all those guys have made careers off of just like these characters. And my thing is, I feel like, and this is going off of you, what you said earlier. My thing is, why can't it be both? Why does it always have to be one side of the fence or the other side, right?
Right.
That makes sense?
When
I think while he's doing, you know what? I think I saw something that I think I told you that last time I called, that el Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre here in Mexico.
CMLL, baby.
They're trying to do some same business with WWE. There's a guy here who his name is Rush. He's one of the best friends of Benalma.
Right.
He's pushing him right there. So that guy has like this Stone Coldish thing about he doesn't take any shit from anyone. He's a cool guy. Actually, he's a cool guy, but he's a pain in the ass, and he has to almost not a chip, but the whole bag on his shoulders. But that guy knows how to wrestle. And he has other two brothers. One of them is Carístico,
Right.
this generation, who was the guy who built the place for it. And I was doing Sin Cara there, in WWE. But like developing into those things of like characters you said that, like the $1 Million Guy, with like $1 Million Man, Alberto Del Rio has his promotion here in Mexico. And that's the guy with the money and all that stuff. Right? But they need to develop more characters, yes, but they need to study on the craft. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
Marco, thanks again for always calling in, man, and supporting the show, man. Do us a favor, man, and as always,
Hey, man,
let everybody know that.
pleasure.
Let us know that. Let Mexico know that in the Northeast has a good wrestling podcast and represents the culture, baby.
We should send him like a big banner.
Right?
We should send him a big banner and post it out somewhere.
Right? We should right there so he can stand right in the highway.
At all the AAA shows, just go with this big ass banner.
Marco, thanks again for calling in, brother. Thanks again.
Thanks, Marco.
Latino Heat.
Latino! Yeah!
Take care, guys.
Later, brother.
I love playing this music.
He brought up a lot of good points, though. I mean, you know, like we were saying, there's these guys in AAA CMLL. They built a career off of these characters under the mask and everything. I remember a couple years ago, before the Bullet Club was even a thing.
Right.
They had La Legión Extranjera, right? And they had you know, Marco Corleone, who was supposed to be this big playboy, freaking American guy. That was his character. And he became a superstar over there. Mark Jindrak, for those of you who don't know who Marco Corleone is.
Right.
If you're a big wrestling fan. Hey, who's Marco Corleone? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Or the two guys, the tag team, Nicho Millonario and Joe Leader.
Joe Leader, yeah.
They're freaking. Their whole gimmick was they wrestled in their belts. Like, who wrestles with their belt on?
Well, yeah, you can even look at it in All Elite, because we seen them all the time. Though we see Private Party where fucking Quinn wrestles with his sunglasses on, and
you're sitting there like, holy shit, he hasn't lost his sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly right. And when he loses his sunglasses, like, oh,
yeah,
fuck.
right, exactly. It integrates the crowd a lot more, right? It gives the crowd they feel like they're participating because they see these little nuances, as you said so very eloquently earlier. They see these little nuances and they're like, they feel like they're invested in it. And now his sunglasses fly off, and everybody's like, oh, like that. We don't have that stuff in WWE like that.
If there's something that, and we'll trade barbs for this one. If there's something that All Elite can learn from WWE, what it is, and then we'll vice versa. What is it? Because we spoke about character-wise, the WWE needs to start learning how to develop characters like All Elite does, and All Elite. What is another thing that All Elite needs to function on? Focus on.
The one thing you brought up was the main focus is that, but also I think sometimes you need to slow it down a little bit. I noticed out there, and even with our boys Private Party, I felt like they were trying to make it look fast, but they were kind of sluggish, and that's probably because of the whole weekend. They had StarCast and all that other bullshit that they do throughout the whole weekend, and everybody was probably exhausted. But Vince, you know, that's the one thing I give Vince is like, sometimes you need to slow down the match. It's not, you know, you can have a fast pace and then you can slow it down. That's one thing that Samoa Joe actually taught us when I was training. He's like, sometimes you need to slow it down. There's a way to make it look fast. You know, he's like, I'm a big guy. I'm not fast. Everybody thinks I'm fast because I make it look fast.
Right.
Why? Because you have to time the match. You have to steady it out.
There's pacing.
Right. And I feel like everything was wanting to be so fast that everybody ended up kind of looking a little sluggish.
I think though that when it comes to, which you mentioned time, I think when it comes to All Elite that they need to learn from the WWE is that everything does not have to be this elongated time period to make it a great fucking match. You could have an actually solid 8 to 10 minute match
easily
and be a as marquee as it be, a 4 or 5 star kind of fucking match. You don't really need to have it to be a 25-minute marathon. Right. I mean, what's the point? I think us being indie guys and indie fans, we've seen matches, when we're on the clock. It's like, bro, we at a venue, it starts at 7, but we gotta be out at 11 because the bingo fucking ladies are coming in. You know what I'm saying? So by 10:40, we gotta be out the building because they gotta start setting up the tables.
Right.
So it's okay to pace. You don't really need to have these marathons, and because you know what happens, you're draining your crowd. For instance, and I'll elaborate later. I don't think the All Elite scheduling is done properly, especially when you have such big names on the card that's gonna need to go over.
Right.
That fucking tag match, the ladder match, was fun to watch, but you took so much out of the crowd because your main header was the championship match. By that time, you know how many people I heard saying, I was so tired I didn't even want to watch this shit.
It was a Chris Jericho thing, right? He mentioned it before. It was the whole Rock and Hogan thing. Where, obviously, the thing is,
but that was different because nobody knew it was going to be like that.
Right.
That was on the fly. It was like, oh shit, the crowd was hyped and popped for that. You already booked to where you had that. You could have actually put something else in between that. Pac and Kenny could have opened the card.
But, they can't have Kenny Omega opening.
Why not? It was still a good match regardless.
I know.
I know what you're saying, but
and then of course, if they open the match, what's gonna happen? The backlash they're gonna get from it. How could Kenny Omega open a match?
What the fuck? He's no big enough fucking list than anybody. Fuck you.
That's exactly. Why? How could Kenny Omega lose? Like, come on! Did you guys not see it?
Or you could have had the ladder match in the middle, put the women's match, which whatever, and then Cody and Spears, and then the championship match.
That's where Vince was perfect with that.
Yeah, he knows the placement.
Right. Like, he's like, okay, this match is probably gonna take a lot out of everybody, so let's put this fucking B Squad versus whatever match in between that, and then we can, that's a main thing, and that's what they need to learn is because. Again, you're gonna get so much exhaustion out of the crowd that by the time the main event comes around, it's like, dude, I just want to go home at this point. There's been so many shows where I'm just like, dude, I'm ready to leave.
What do you think? WWE can learn from All Elite?
The characters, definitely.
But anything else outside of
that? Besides that, I think honestly, listening to their audience, that's a big thing also.
That's big. That's the big thing. I think that's before the whole character thing. I think listening to your audience is a big thing.
It's okay. Like, I get it. I get it. We have a bunch of marks out there that, and excuse me for the terminology, but we have a bunch of marks out there
that of fucking marks.
that everything has to be put through the strainer, right? Everything has to be put through the colander, right?
Right.
And and they judge every little thing, and they get at you for every little thing. Fuck it. But every so often, if 10,000 people are telling you that this guy is ready to go, this guy's ready to go.
Right.
Example, Daniel Bryan. Vince could have not listened to that, right? Because he was ready to go. Becky Lynch, another one that was ready to go. If there's a bunch of people telling you, we want to see more Bobby Roode, put Bobby Roode on. And I say Bobby Roode because he's just, that's a topic that I hold very dear to my heart.
I can tell. That's a shit.
I love that guy. But
I feel the passion.
That's the biggest thing, and that's what I feel Triple H does, and Vince doesn't do as much, right? Is Triple H is more has his ear, as you say about yourself, has his ear to the mat.
Right.
He hears everybody. He hears what he's got. He's brought in Walter. He's brought in all these freaking guys that everybody wants to see. Ricochet.
Well, that and the fact that even if it's just for that one shot, the hot shot, to give him I can touch it. It's almost there, and you give them that opportunity, and even if they didn't get the fucking belt or the strap or whatever the fuck it is, or the moment, that you give them that opportunity there so that it's the next progression, that it's gonna come out stronger afterwards. I think they found out later with the Daniel Bryan thing. That's what it was that they could do. With the All Elite right now, although it's in the early stages, right now it's a buffet. They're just throwing all the most delicious foods out there and they're saying the one person that I think, and before we close it out, that I think that they're really missing out on an opportunity, and which I don't know whether they're injured or I don't know what it is, why it's not happening, is the Sunny Kiss movement.
Because the Nyla Rose movement.
That's right.
Sunny Kiss is being overshadowed by Nyla Rose.
And
before I get crucified for anything,
but that's weird. It's weird. It's a really weird thing.
Here's
you can actually do the tandem.
Here's the thing that pissed me off. And me and my friend were going through it. We're going over it. And before I get crucified, I have no problem with anybody, whatever. But honestly, I would have preferred Sunny Kiss over that Nyla Rose moment. Why? Because Nyla Rose was looking a little sloppy. She looked gassed already by the time she.
Oh, definitely.
Like she came out later in the night and was wearing that full piece, and I was like, dude, you look better in that than what you wore during
the fact that you said, dude.
Well, no, don't do that to me.
You put yourself there, bro.
I mean, like, dude, like talking to myself.
Okay.
Anyway. Like no, you're gonna be in the main spotlight. Have a little pride in yourself, and I say that about anybody.
Yeah, it's funny because when Nyla came out at the end of the Rio match and all that, without the makeup and everything, right. I said, "You actually look better that way."
Right.
You looked better that way. You could sell that more than the fucking caked up and all that shit. You beat your face up with all that shit. It didn't help you, but. I think that, or maybe, progressive wise, it didn't occur. I would have thought that maybe you'd have put Sunny and fucking Nyla as like a team.
That would have been a great story.
Right? Like you put them as like a beginning of a faction or something like that. Put all the fucking what you would call them, like the miscreants, the outside. You put Sunny. Nyla, Marco, you put, and those are the ones that are not expected to be something.
Right.
Oh, I know people say like, oh, now it's like the oddities, and no, it's like no. Empower them, make them something that is be an example of something good.
Well, kind of like the Nation was, right?
Right, something like that. Give them a strong purpose, put them over, and the fans will fucking love it. Mm-hmm. But I think because you only saw Sunny twice.
And they made a big deal about signing Sunny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she hasn't really been around.
Didn't see.
Which, not for nothing. I hope it doesn't fly the way of the whole Kylie Ray thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, guys, what's your thoughts about it? We'll always share it in the comment section on Facebook, on the group page as well as on Twitter. We'll make sure it goes out there. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We're actually going to do the All Elite. All Out review. We'll go through that. So don't go anywhere. We'll probably just run one more commercial. Maybe not. Because do I gotta be? No, I have to be.
No, you're not. Okay.
All right. Well, just run a quick commercial. Don't go anywhere. Stick around, and we're gonna share more. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We will return. Shit, where the fuck did you go? My soundboard. This is Triple H, and whenever I'm not running NXT or working out in the gym for no reason because I'm almost 50 and don't need a body, I can actually call it out and just say, listen, I can go to Whataburger or Popeyes to get the new chicken sandwich. I really need to because this is ridiculous. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm listening to the Turnbuckle Tabloid. It's one of the hottest Turnbuckle Tabloid episodes I've ever heard. It's always the hottest episode. so bad that I'm blowing out mics. Don't go anywhere. Stick around.
Hey, Paul.
I am the
Paul?
game.
Paul, come swaddle the baby.
I'll be Davison. Alright, so I was trying to like sell because the noise in the back and shit. But we back live! All Elite Wrestling is, oh my god. Yo, I'm mad because I had to work that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also mad because it was actually that damn fucking long.
That was the main complaint a lot of people had, was that it was really long.
With the buy-in and all this shit, it was way too much.
I mean, SummerSlam was that long too, and so
Yeah, but
this is supposed to be like their.
Was SummerSlam that long?
Yeah, SummerSlam was pretty long. WrestleMania was like fucking ridiculous.
You know what I'm doing? I gotta pull up the
You know what it was also though? I think a lot of people were also, I guess, took into consideration the fact that a couple hours earlier they had NXT UK
right
as well. So, and then a couple hours before that they had Royal Quest as well for everybody who watches New Japan.
Right.
And
I'm gonna see if I pull out the hold on because I want to see the time frames because this
did it end? It ended before midnight though, didn't it?
I don't even know.
I think it ended before. It ended like 11:40.
We're gonna check the time frames for all this because it was ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna run through All Out right now, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want to call in and have your thoughts, your feelings about what occurred,
Thoughts and prayers.
we're all about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, All Out. So, Rondo, you can lead us into it.
Extra, read all about it.
Listening to Turbo Tabloid.
All right, so first we had, let's see here, we had the 21-woman casino battle royale.
Oh, I'm gonna need a sip of this. Hold on.
We had a couple newcomers, right? We had,
Yeah.
What's her face? Piper's daughter.
Yeah, that was quick.
What? Bea Priestley also?
No, she was there.
Oh, she did a show before?
Yeah, she was there before.
So we had that, and obviously we had...
what's her name? Tennille Dashwood.
Oh yeah, that's right.
showed
She
up,
did the whole Impact, the whole Impact AEW deal working out for Tennille Dashwood, and then she lasted like 5 minutes, which was
Like,
if you're gonna make a big deal about somebody getting signed from another company, have them have some, substantial fucking time in the ring.
Yeah, make them worth the fucking the hype. Come on.
And then we also have an issue with that because one of the women got stiffed in the match.
Well, no, what happened was that two of the women got into it, and there was a no sell. Bea Priestley didn't do the sell. She didn't do the work, and when they went to the back, it was like, woof.
Well, I mean, which is rightfully so. If you're not gonna do the job for somebody, you have every right to be pissed, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh, we saw Jazz also.
Yeah, she looked good.
Jazz.
People didn't understand what the bull Jazz was like.
I fucking love it.
Bro, that's the Wakanda shit.
She looked badass though.
But that was the Wakanda shit. Nobody understood it. I was like, that's what she was selling.
She looked badass.
Yeah, she looked really good, and I fucked with it.
So we had Nyla Rose win that. We had Nyla Rose go over in that match.
You had Mercedes Martinez that came in there, and I was
that was a big deal.
Damn, I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm hoping that they one way or another, like, maybe sign her. But for her to be that, she's a top worker. Yeah. Even Ivelisse, man.
Ivelisse is in it too.
I don't really understand why Ivelisse doesn't get the credit that she deserves, man. She's actually a really good fucking wrestler, man.
I've seen her a couple times, and I will say the same. She's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I just don't. I understand where they're trying to go. I get it. I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I feel like you have to invest in the story, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Nyla Rose going over is not a full investment on the story.
I think regardless of
Like
what
overcoming the odds, like she's the type of character that should overcome the odds because she's overcome so much in her life that there should be another obstacle that she takes down.
But I don't think it should be the gimme. This is when you
Out of the bag.
When you saw it, it was like, all right, you know who's gonna win this shit. You know who's gonna happen. But other than that, and I'm probably gonna get heat for this and whatever.
Regardless of what you say, it's always gonna be heat.
Yeah, whatever. And it's not about her. It's about women's battle royals in general.
Okay.
They're gonna be terrible for a long time.
That's to be said about a lot of battle royals, though.
No. Women's battle royals are going to be terrible. The reason why is because they are not experienced in it. Men have battle royals and they do it often. It's always even the new guys,
right?
The newbies. The opening of any fucking indie show or whatever case, we have a battle royal. Hey, throw everybody in the mix so everybody can get booked for something.
That's kind of true.
Right?
That was my first match. Battle Royal.
That's how you learn the trade. You know how to
work the crowd.
How to work the crowd when you're gonna get the dump off. When you can work the middle of the ring, whatever the case may be.
Well, there's a reason, right?
Right.
The reason being that you learn to work with a bunch of shit in the ring,
right?
And you kind of earn your chops out.
And you know when is your swan song for the match. But women don't get that because a lot of times women don't get a lot of battle royals. They don't.
Not only that, there's probably not a lot of women on the roster to be
right. So you don't.
Shows.
Right. Yeah. So they don't know the spot. So there was a lot of spots in that match. It was like, and they missed the cuts. Also, Kong is in the ring. The camera should have been on her a lot. She's a name. There should have been a big standoff between her, Nyla Rose, and the Jew. When Also Kong got eliminated, you didn't even see it.
Right.
That's a big faux pas on that. So I don't know if that's production or the spot calling, whatever the case may be. But if you're gonna have a women's battle royal, you better make sure that when you do it, the calling gotta be on time. Yeah. It's gotta be precise. What was next?
The next one was our boys, Private Party. Shout out to Private Party versus Jack Evans and Angelico. Mm-hmm. This was one of the matches that I started noticing the sluggish.
You were like me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was starting to notice that they were kind of just a little slow to start,
right,
if you will. And I don't know if it's because they're not used to working with people like Evans and Angelico, or if it was because of the whole weekend, the gamut of meet and greets and all that other bullshit that they do beforehand.
Right.
But I thought it was all right. For what it was.
I thought it was a good match for them. Mm-hmm. Launchpad
to showcase them, yeah.
Right, and Helico and Jack Evans, they've been there before. They know where it is.
Jack Evans is like almost 40.
Hey, that's what
and he doesn't even look like it.
And he's still. I wanted to give him shit. I think I actually did give him shit on the.
I feel you because I
predictions.
I was gonna do the same thing. I was watching the show and I was so bad.
I wanted to bust his balls, but I was like, no, he actually looked really good, man. And I think with maybe a little bit nerves.
That might have been it too. That might have been it. Yeah.
That's and fair. Then when you hear the crowd back you, you probably know when you hear the crowd back you, it actually takes you to another level. You probably misstep here and there because there was a lot of spots that I said when seeing them for a long time, seeing Private Party work for a long time, I seen them do those spots like
flawless, right?
Oh, shit, my left hand doesn't work that way. There we go. Do it flawlessly. And he saw them have a little hiccups here and there. There was the double team move where they stomp on the back of the guy's head. Usually it's really quick and easy, and that night it just didn't click. But I knew what it was, and for new fans, they're like, oh shit, they're cool,
right?
And what swelled my heart was when after the event, when people was like, yo, I watched that, that Private Party team, yo, they fucking dope, yo, they fucking cool. That's my guys.
Yo, man, I cried, honestly. There's 2 moments where I cried in that whole show.
Yeah, that
was one of them. To see those boys, I knew Isaiah when he was 14 years old.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah,
walked in wet behind the ears at HOG.
Yeah,
and now he's doing his thing. So shout out to the boys. It was a good match, good for what it was, and a good setup for
And I can't wait
Heel
for
Angelico and Jack Evans.
Which was a good turn for that to happen because they needed it.
Yeah.
And especially when, thankfully for the announce team, which I would say right now, keep pushing the brackets, the records.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta push that. And they were doing it on this night. What's the importance of what the records are? How important it is. And they pushed it, especially now with Angelico and Evans making that turn. It actually makes them look more as a decisive factor in that division. So that was good. So we get to the main card.
The main card. So first match on the main card. SCU. What? SCU.
That's your fucking mark for them.
Versus I'm sorry.
Mark for them.
Versus Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. Honestly, big showing for Luchasaurus, man. Huge
This was his
showing
night.
for Luchasaurus.
This was his night.
He killed it out there, man.
The only thing that I can say that made me laugh with him is that his kicks suck ass. His kicks look
Well, you're
terrible.
a big dude. Like, you
Yeah,
shouldn't be
they
throwing
don't
those
do
out
it.
there.
They don't
No.
do it.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about Luchasaurus is, and we went in it earlier. This is a guy I've actually, and funny story, I've actually followed his career for quite a bit because he used to be in WWE, the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm.
They let him go, and I think the next year he was on Big Brother.
Right.
And I watched that entire season of Big Brother, one of my favorite seasons. And then he started going back to the Indies, and then he started with the Luchasaurus thing. Honestly, props for him. That guy works hard as a motherfucker, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, hard worker, and he's pulling it off. Him and Jungle Boy was so.
I mean, how many motherfuckers could really sit there and say, "Yo, I'm gonna put this mask on and be a fucking non-talking dinosaur"?
But I want to talk about I want to talk about Jungle Boy for a second too, man. SCU. First of all, SCU can go against anybody. They can be in the middle of the card, the main event. They could be at the beginning. It doesn't matter. So you have Christopher Daniels, who's the ring general, or whatever you want to call him. That's Walter.
That's my Freddie Mercury.
But he's one of the best. And Frankie Kazarian, who's been around for a minute, and Scorpio Sky is actually super talented.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's getting the spotlight that he's getting.
Totally.
But his mic work makes me laugh though. He doesn't really go over the way I think he should. But
I think he's getting there though. He's starting to feel it. But Jungle Boy, man, what? Jungle Boy was popping that evening too.
You know what it is people we think because of who his dad was, well his dad is, she passed away, but who his dad is, that he would have gotten the celebrity side.
So the Luke Perry rub.
The celebrity
and
side.
I feel like JR was trying to drive that home. Was like, oh, we got Jungle Jack Perry. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't even hear that. He did?
Yeah, he was like trying to drive that fact home. Oh, the son of Luke Perry. Like, dude, we don't care.
Wrestling fans, we don't care.
None of us watched 90210. We don't fucking care who the hell.
It's funny because my homegirl called me. We had a conversation today, and she was asking me about Charlotte.
Right.
And she goes, "So what's the thing with Charlotte Flair?" Like, she's like, "What's that about?" And I said, what she brought in, and she goes, "Is she there because her father says?" Kind of, but technically she's fucking good.
Nah, she worked her ass off.
She worked her ass to get there. She goes, "How did she get in?" So I gave her the story. She was like, "Oh shit." She goes, "Wow." And I said, "Yeah, she
started from the bottom.
It's not like she sucks and she's in it. She's like, no, she's money."
Nah, she started from the bottom. She started from the performance center and worked her way up.
And did it in a quick time because she was an athlete. But in the case with Jungle Boy, I didn't hear the thing with JR, and I kept
trying to drive it home.
And you saying that, I'm wondering if they knew that he was doing that, because that's not necessary for him.
It's not. His name is Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
But JR kept referring to him as like Jungle Jack Perry. And I'm like, dude, that's not his name. His name is Jungle.
Yeah, and I think that's what it probably was on the paper. That's what it was for him. But at the end of the day, what fucking wasn't necessary. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a Marco stunt.
Oh, don't get me started.
Fucking necessary.
Marco runs. I can't.
Not necessary. There was no. And people are gonna think that I'm hating. People are gonna think I'm hating, and it's not. I'm not hating. Get your money. I don't. Whatever.
Right.
But bruh, I I don't see it. I don't get it.
I
And like I said,
agree
maybe like I said, if you did it like the Outcast or not unwanted. I don't want to say that. The Unknowns or something like that. If you put Sonny Kiss, Nyla Rose, and Marco in that kind of oddities kind of look, I think it would work. I think that actually works better than just this though thing. But because Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, they worked independently as a tag team for a long time already, a couple of years that they've done it because they've been PWG. They've done that shit there or whatever.
But money though, those guys make money. The Jungle Express
Marco
T-shirt
didn't do anything.
Supposedly, the Jungle Express T-shirt was the hottest T-shirt.
As well as it should. But Marco didn't do anything.
No, he didn't.
He did 2 spots and that was it.
He did.
And who took the L?
And it's so funny because Jericho mentioned it, and I think it was his podcast. He was like, "I didn't get him. Like, I just don't get it."
And nobody should. But that's indie shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Next
what do you want? Next one we have the Cracker Barrel Clash.
Okay.
Darby Allin versus
Let's get it.
Joey Janela versus
Let's get it.
a 40-year-old
Steve
wannabe god,
Steve Martin's son.
Jimmy Havoc with
Steve Martin's son.
the mohawk and his balding pattern.
Listen, as much as I wanted to sit there and really wanted to hate this shit.
I know. We spoke about it. I was sitting there.
Hands to the sky. As much as I wanted to hate this shit.
My friend Rich was watching the show with me. He was like, "Dude, this is crazy," and I wanted to hate on it so much. And there was moments where I'm like, "Oh God," and in my head I'm like, "This is actually really good."
Oski comes to me because I had to watch it the next day, and Oski goes, "Yo, dude, you gotta watch the match because I know the whole time I'm sitting there going, yo, Red is gonna hate this shit." And I'm watching the match with everybody, and I'm going, I can't lie. It's not that bad. The only thing I did not like, it was 2 spots.
The thumbtacks in the mouth.
Right, because if you did it properly, it would probably make sense. Secondly, it probably was even more important, was the opening. I did not like the fact you didn't touch, you didn't fucking wrestle. The first thing you did was run out and get fucking equipment.
I hate when they do that.
Oh,
just the worst.
Just set something up to where Janela and Darby could have at least had a match, had some kind of execution going on, and then if Havoc went out and started pulling everything out, you're not gonna pull away from what's going on, but you're starting to build it up.
Right.
I think that division is gonna pigeonhole a lot of dudes, and the reason why I'm saying, once again, character-wise, Joey showed his ass really well on that match.
You know what's funny? I'm not a big fan of Joey Janela.
Me neither. But that night, he sold for them.
Yeah.
He sold a lot for them, and I think with that, it gave me a little bit of a okay. I could probably ride with him a little bit because he sold for them, and that's what he is going to be good for.
Yeah.
He's a what they call him you know what? I'm probably gonna probably get some shit for this too. Is that he's gonna be their Jeff Hardy?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, he's gonna be AEW's fucking Jeff Hardy.
Although Darby Allin, I'm starting to like him a lot more.
Well, Darby is different, but I'm talking about when it comes to.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying
the stuntman look.
Yeah,
I think he'll be the. You know what? Matter of fact, Darby and fucking Janela will be the Hardy Boys. Which probably won't be a bad thing if you team them up. It wouldn't be a bad thing if you team them up, yeah. But I feel like Havoc is just weird.
I think the star of the night, though, the star of that match, the star of that triple threat, are the Cracker Barrels. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. When you saw Darby Allin jump with the barrel, and I'm like, you know what?
How they intertwined that?
I am not even mad. I'm not.
And that was a big fucking bumper. But don't be surprised if this kid by 3 years from now is not wrestling anymore.
Well, that's also that was a great way to promote your marketing, your sponsor.
Right.
You know, breaking Cracker Barrels everywhere.
But still, I still think it's like headache time.
I hear you.
Next up
is Kenny Omega versus Pac. Pac. They kept saying Pac.
What the fuck? I live in Ridgewood. I shouldn't be hearing none of this shit.
I'm so used to the British way, so I call Pac because that's
because we know about Tupac,
right?
But it's Pac. Yeah, because nobody even know. Even on the show, they didn't know what the fuck to call.
Yeah, they had nothing.
All the announcers was like Pac, 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 Pac.
You can tell there was a moment where it was like Pac.
And
I'm trying to think.
And I'm gonna go quickly with the announcers thing. They really need to do something with JR because, as awesome as he is, I really think he's just out of place there. I really think he is.
Golden Boy's great.
No, I know. Don't say great.
Okay.
He's gotten. He's good.
He's getting into it. He's getting into it. Okay.
And for him to pick it up the way he's getting it is really good. Excalibur is good as well, but once again, I'm gonna ride the Cornette train. Bro, you don't need the mask, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Nobody knows who you were.
And not only that, you want to show how good you are. Your play-by-play is actually really good. Mm-hmm. And with JR, it's like, bro, it's like you look like you're phoning it in.
I know what they're trying to do, and I get it because even like I said, I watched it with my friend. He was like, "Oh, it's so good to hear JR on commentary again." I'm like, "Yeah, but his time has passed, dude."
No, if it's either that or just be the fucking Jerry Lawler and just be on the side. Let the two young bucks call it, and then do your thing where you can tie in the history stuff, the lineage, or that kind of thing. Like, do that. Because you acting as it's like me going into a fucking club right now with a bunch of 20-year-olds. I'm like, look at retard. I'm retarded going in there. Look fucked up in there. It's like, bro, get your old ass out of here, man. It just seems weird. JR's in the building.
Yo, shout out to Ben.
Big Ben, what up, bro?
Luke. I have to do it. Maddie's not here.
I know. From the UK, boy.
But so getting into the match, Pac versus Kenny Omega, you mentioned it before, and I agree, it should not have been that long.
Too fucking long. You could have had a solid match in 12 minutes.
But the worst part is that they're saying that us as fans were saying it was too long, right? But they're saying it wasn't long enough. They cut out because they're saying that they had to cut out a bunch of stuff that they wanted to do during the match.
Why?
But then it's like
if
that would have happened, it legit would have been 45
minutes. You got
minutes.
two solid guys that could put in shit in 6 minutes, and then put in legitimate wrestling in the next 6 to 7 minutes.
But I feel like that's also a Omega thing.
If you wanted to lock down 15 minutes as a match, great, fine. Let me go look quick. Hold on.
But as you're looking for that, I feel like that's also a Kenny Omega thing. No, that's fine.
23 fucking minutes are necessary. Really. You could have done everything and made it a solid match in 12.
Well, don't get me wrong. That's also, like I said, that's a Kenny Omega thing because the past couple times Kenny Omega has had 6-star matches or whatever, they've been how long? 45 minutes, 50 minutes,
but it's not
minutes.
Necessary. It's just showing your stamina. It doesn't make any sense. But and this is why I would go with the Cornette shit where he says the Olivier of wrestling because you have to be on stage for the longest time. But where some of the best look at and I'm going to use this reference and it'll fucking make sense to a lot of people. If a lot of you guys love the Dark Knight movie, Heath Ledger was the Joker. How many minutes was he in the fucking movie?
Like 6.
And how awesome was it?
Yep.
That's it. You don't need to be on the fucking screen the whole time.
It's the whole thing of you can do more with less.
And I wish people would listen to this fucking podcast more because you will never get that from any other fucking podcast. This fucking reference.
That was good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. I wish I had a beer right now to fucking drink it.
But I completely agree with you. Less is more. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's always been
that's your penis. Less is more.
But that's always been. That is mine.
Don't step on my shit.
That is mine.
Don't step on my shit.
But that's always been the wrestling thing, right? Less is more.
Yeah.
Like
and that's a WWE product. Mm-hmm. You gotta understand. There's a lot of WrestleManias where you had a full card, but a lot of big matches was fucking 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes long, and he was like, "Wow, that shit was crazy. It was amazing."
But for the 60-minute Iron Man.
So what's your thought quickly about everybody now fucking saying, oh, why did he bury Omega?
So I think I said it last week when you guys were talking about it on the podcast. The whole Kenny Omega thing. So many people are up in arms because Kenny Omega lost to Pac. But my thing is that the reason why that's happening is because it's the fall of Omega. This year is going to be the fall of Kenny Omega, which will lead to the redemption of Kenny Omega. That's how they want to build it.
That's a good way to work.
That's how they want to build it because Kenny Omega was this hot star in 2018, and they even JR said it. Kenny Omega had a hot 2018, 2019, not so much.
And plus, and it's neat too because you have still a continuous story that needs to go between Pac and Adam Page. That's not finished yet.
And Jon Moxley.
And Moxley and Omega. So yeah, it fits. What else we have?
So we got the best friends versus the Dark Order.
I could skip this really, but shit, God,
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I thought I was the only one.
No, I don't get it. The Dark Order, I don't get. And
I kind of think they're ripping off Dalton Castle with the whole the throne thing and all that stuff.
God, I love Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
But I just the Dark Order, and then I'm not a big fan of and if I ever come back, whatever. I'm not thinking about coming back at this moment, so I'm gonna try not to bury his back. But I don't get Chucky T. I don't get him at all. Don't get it. Trent Beretta,
well, look at that. You and Cornette feel the same thing.
Trent Beretta, I would fucking, dude, I would put that guy on top.
Of course. Trent is amazing.
Money. Mm-hmm. But Chucky T, I just don't get it, and for that I have a little prop. I actually was preparing for, this little,
for this moment.
For this moment right here, because,
What the fuck is that?
It's my little Roppongi Vice eye patch.
Oh shit! What a fucking mark!
Because I love RPG Vice.
But I tell you this, Trent, he's one of those guys that everybody thought that he was just a jobber kind of guy in WWE.
Can you look at me seriously with this?
No. I was trying to think what and you like somebody from like Waterworld with that shit. What the fuck? Everybody thought that Trent was gonna be this refugee leaving WWE and stuff like that, and he became huge in Japan. Mm-hmm. Fans love him, Roppongi, whatever he did, even in Ring of Honor stuff like that.
He made it work, yeah, man. The guy's still talent.
He is.
It's
this Chucky T shit. It's just
I just don't get him. Don't freaking get him.
Oh, you're going through it as well? Yeah.
I just.
But the match itself, I love it because Matty sees the Dark Order, he sees the bad guy, the fat guy, he goes, "That's me!" Oh my God, that's me!
He's supposed to be menacing, and he literally just looks like he sits in front of the school with that mask on, waiting for kids to come.
What's his name? Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson. I actually like.
He's good. Yeah,
he can work.
Yeah.
But that
I think if we had
Uno.
Yeah, no.
Yikers!
I'm good.
And of course, at the end of the match, Orange Cassidy pops up and he does his pop, and it's one of those things too, or whatever. Fuck.
Next we have the women's match for the AEW Championship for the second spot.
Yeah.
So we had Riho and Hikaru Shida.
Way too long.
Hikaru Shida, sorry.
She's hot.
I love me some Hikaru Shida. God damn. I stalk her on Twitter.
But that match was too long.
Yeah. I agree with that too.
Yeah. And I don't get Riho. I don't get it. I'm still.
She's the one who okay. I get it. I get the whole thing that she's gonna go up against Nyla Rose, and it's supposed to be kind of like a whole.
I don't think she's that good.
It's supposed to be big, monstrous versus
I don't think she's that good
with the heart and everything.
I don't think she's that good.
Yeah, it's not gonna go over very well.
For the past 3 times that I've seen her, because she's been booked in all the fucking matches, all the fucking all elite shows. It's been shit.
So that's like this the 50-year-old woman that Ring of Honor has as the women's champion every other month. What's her name? somebody what's her name? She's like 60 years old, and she's been Ring of Honor Women's Champion like 17 times in the past 6 months.
Yeah, you ain't lying though. This is true though. She's like AARP status.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
like dude, what are you doing? I get it, but why is she your women's 7-time women's champion?
I get
when
it.
you have somebody like Kelly Klein out there who is tasty. Okay, so enough of that now. Next we have Cody with MJF versus Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard.
Really good match.
I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Cody has been dialing it in, bro.
Yeah.
He's been dialing it in. And
Cody's been showing his teeth. He's finally been like, he's going out there and he was
But
like,
that's his dad.
this is also
especially
like,
booking wise, this is his dad.
but I feel like also this was one of those matches where he kind of wanted to show what he actually was, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, kind of like a prove WWE wrong kind of thing, right? Which is fine, and that's what got him to where he is.
And that's
now
what
in
the
first
match
place.
was. But that's what the match was. The match was
Absolutely.
meant to say, this is what you do when you let this fucking guy
Sean
go.
Spears though, man, Sean Spears, I thought he did pretty good.
No, what it was is that he got in real good shape. Because I want you to look at Sean Spears from last year to Sean Spears to now. Got in real good shape.
Well, it kind of also helps that you're not on the road 300 days out of the year.
Right, yeah, of course, yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, exactly. And gives you time to work your craft a little bit. Gimmick wise, I still think there's he's a little bland, but that's okay. It's okay. Which is funny because you add Tully Blanchard with. If you're a real historian of wrestling, Tully Blanchard was never the fucking mic guy.
No,
he did like 1 or 2 lines.
what?
Tully Blanchard was never a fucking mic guy.
Are you serious?
Bro, look at all the promos that Four Horsemen did. It was...
Well, no. So don't... Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
The only reason that was like that was because he was overshadowed by Ric Flair.
No. It was because he never liked it. Look at it.
Tony Blanchard had some of the best heel promos in history.
You know why? Because he did 1 or 2... He did 2 or 3 lines and that was it, bro. And honestly... And he never liked it.
I disagree, but
Yeah.
I think
he was. He was more the silent assassin than anybody else because out of the tandem with Brain Busters and all that, it was Arn that was cutting the promos.
Ole didn't say shit.
No, Ole said, "I'll beat your ass," and racist fuck.
But Tully pulled his weight.
Tully was almost like the preemptive of what Jake the Snake was.
Yeah,
he did the real sullen kind of talk. And then when he became the flamboyant kind of guy, he did like, "We're gonna get in a limo, beat your ass," and then like that kind of shit. And he was done. But it was Arn, it was Rick, and it was JJ Dillon that did all the talk.
I think he pulled his weight in the match though.
Oh, he did.
Pretty good for what his
And there was talk about what was the whole Arn Anderson. But that was a great spot too.
It was perfect.
Yeah. MJF being involved in that match, I enjoyed because I already know what's going to happen at the end, and I'm loving it. It's fine. He's going to turn on Cody real easy. I love it.
I have to point out here though, for 1 second.
By the way, it was dressed like Star Trek. It was fucking hilarious.
That's what I was gonna say. Is the irony of MJF in Star Trek garb?
Yeah.
Is
being with the nerd.
phenomenal. Yeah.
And
he's talking about nerds and everything.
And I think this is what it's going to be.
It was fucking brilliant.
And I think this is going to be the preemptive of what he's going to be pissed off at later on. You got me dressed in nerdy stuff. But
it was brilliant.
I gotta say, and we should have said it.
When I said DDP was gonna come out, right?
Yeah, you did. But I have to say, with which is another hiccup with AEW is which we didn't talk about was, are we a free for all? You know what it is? It reminds me of when you play a wrestling game like 2K18, 2K19, 2K20, and you just do random picking and you just fucking that's what your wrestlers you're gonna wrestle with. Who the fuck is a heel? You press a random button and you got fucking Stone Cold versus let me not use Stone Cold. What's a better reference? Give me a big top heel.
A top heel?
Yeah, give me
Triple H.
Give me Triple H versus fucking a big heel at the time, Rock at the same time. Both heels. It's no. Who's the heel? Who's the face? Like,
well, that's also WWE falls into that, victim into that too sometimes, where it's like on any given Raw, it's like face versus face, and you're like,
yeah, but what happened was because the indie fans have now made that turn to where they want to give that blurred tweener shit. Whereas in AEW, they want to have their heel. Sean Spears came in, he's the heel.
Right.
Cody is the face. Why the fuck is MJF with fucking Cody? Doesn't make any sense.
I think they're trying to play that story off too, though.
But
I see what you're saying.
But MJF is a big fucking heel. He's over here bashing fans. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're really blurring the lines. Like, even so, in the women's match, I don't know who the fuck to root for.
Right.
Even with SCU versus the Jungle Express, is SCU supposed to be the heels? Because everybody loved them.
Right.
Oh, but I know what it is. It's this new fucking what you call it? This millennium shit. It's like
there's no such thing.
Exactly.
Everything's gray, right, guys? Go fuck yourself. Next up is my favorite, and Matty didn't pronounce it for me last week, and I'm gonna give him shit for this. Is the Escalera de la Muerte.
Hey!
Los Young Pesos versus Los Lucha Brothers.
That's horrible.
I know.
That sounds terrible the way you said it.
That was the point.
That match was 21 minutes. Jesus Christ. Necessary or no?
Not 21 minutes, but I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It was good for what it was. It was a crazy.
I enjoyed it.
There was a lot of fucking crazy spots.
But I think what the headache is that with these two teams, it's spots that we've seen before.
Right.
But if you aren't an avid indie guy, then this is fresh. But I think that they shot their load with all this because you could have saved a lot of those spots for a next pay-per-view or
I think that's the problem is that nowadays so many people are so anxious, and it's that indie mentality again.
Yeah.
So many people are so anxious to show their cards early on.
Right.
You know that you can. I don't play poker. You can show your hand, and then all of a sudden everybody folds, right?
Right.
And but everybody's so anxious to show all their cards. Again, it's that whole I gotta get my shit in, right?
Yeah, and with these two teams, they shouldn't have to do. We gotta get our shit in.
It's the Young Bucks versus everybody knows who you are at this point.
But you know, there's another thing too when it comes to that. I think it also comes to a factual realization that maybe, as much as I like the Young Bucks, maybe that they're not really as technical kind of wrestlers as they should be.
And this is where I fall into the mentality that you say that you like the whole Cornette thing is because the problem nowadays, and I'm going to go off on a tiny tangent for a second, and this is why I won't come back. The problem is that everything has to be your spot, right? So you go over these spots, and I'm sorry for anybody that believes in Santa Claus out there, but you go over these spots, and then when you're in the match, it's you missed a spot, so now you have to set the spot up again. Why does that have to happen?
Just move on.
If you missed a spot, if the guy's supposed to be on the top rope and he hangs down, go into a tree of woe. You don't know how to do that? You've done it a million times in a match.
It's funny because I've studied theater and I've been in plays, whatever. When you miss your line, you ad-lib and you go on.
Like you said, go into the car crash.
Go get slide into the car crash.
That's it, man.
But I did enjoy the match, and then of course the end when
that was the second moment I cried.
Boys, fucking
LAX, Ortiz, Santana, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
I was there crying, and I looked at my boy. I said, "Those are my fucking boys, man.
Yeah.
Those are my boys."
It fits perfectly.
Angel was one of the people that trained me.
As much as I would have wanted to see them in NXT, this fits perfectly for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know
absolutely.
why? Because the big money's gonna come later on.
Not even that.
No. Big money's gonna come.
Yeah, but it's not only that. It's the fact that
a little bit of bubbly is gonna come later on.
And I've seen them, and obviously I've spoken to them and everything, and I think for the both of them, they're more about putting their craft out there and doing big things.
Fuck that.
No, they are.
But I'm saying, fuck that. The schedule's gonna be light. They're gonna make good money. Ortiz just had a baby.
No, but and I'm telling you, it's a whole thing of them. You know, they want to showcase.
No, I get that, but I'm saying right now the schedule's a little bit light for them. The money's gonna be good. Them being in that tag team division, it's gonna be a lot of matches that we've seen already. That now is gonna be in the forefront, which is perfect. And you know, you got two Boricuas and two Latinos, two people from our neighborhood, people that we know that's making it. Turn over time to do this.
Yeah, it's Ben from the UK.
No, that's not
That's ours.
That's our shit.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. All right. So
some team crumpets.
Ben, what's going on, sir?
Nothing. I'm just at work, and I just thought I'd say hello.
Why the hell are you awake, man?
Exactly.
I work nights, mate. I do 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's past 3 in the morning here.
Yeah, that's why I said, why the hell are you up?
So Ben, stay on for a second.
I'm at work. I have work. I have to be awake.
My man.
So stay on for a second. We're gonna tidy up with the last match that we have on the card.
So yes, they're right there. So the last match we have is Chris Jericho versus Adam Page for the AEW World
Championship. So this is a match that everybody was waiting for, but it was probably a little bit too late for everybody to stay up to watch.
And that struck Jericho twice.
Yeah,
in his career. The first one was him versus Triple H, and now it's him versus Adam Page.
Yeah,
that everybody's just so exhausted. I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was. I kind of liked the color in the match.
Right.
You know, it wasn't not unnecessary, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it was a receipt that needed to be given.
But here's the funny part. So I was you know, obviously going around and seeing what everybody was thinking of the match, and there's people complaining like, "Oh, Jericho looks sluggish and old." I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Did you actually watch the match?
Yeah, exactly.
Jericho's like, honestly,
for a guy's age,
I don't know how he does it.
I was going to say, the guy's 49. I can't move that fast now.
I was going to say, I'm like a couple of years younger than him, and I wish that I could even fart as fucking fast as he could.
I'm 32, and I look like I was poured out of a fucking dough canister. And this guy's out there winning championships at 49 years old. I wish I could do that, you know?
Ben, when you watch this match on I guess what time would that be for you? Like 6 in the morning or some shit like that?
Yeah, I watched it Sunday afternoon. I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was at work Saturday night. I even missed NXT UK, but I watched them both the following day.
Oh yeah.
Was the build up what you thought it should be? What was like? Were you excited to see these two actually button heads at that? Because for me, Adam Page is like a guy that I've been waiting to see to get that big fucking look.
He hasn't gotten anything.
Yeah,
any major changes.
And this is a big stable for him. Do you think that this is a good platform for him?
I mean, it's all personal preference. Like the match I was looking forward to most was the Lucha Bros and Young Bucks match, only because I had a feeling that LAX were going to turn up at the end anyway, which they did. So that was pretty cool. But they've done the right thing by putting the belt on Jericho, because if they go into the October showings and Adam Page is, I mean, I like Adam Page, I think he's cool as fuck, but you know, for the casual fans who aren't too familiar with wrestling and with indie wrestling, if someone said Adam Page is a champion of AEW, people are like, who the fuck's that? But if you say Chris Jericho is a champion,
definitely,
people are going to watch. Even if you don't watch wrestling but you like Fozzy, which I do, then people are going to watch it. If people are casual wrestlers only really watch WWE, but Jericho's the champion of AEW, they'll be like, oh, I like Jericho, he's cool. So it's understandable that was the main event, really. I mean, that match could have been the shittest match of the entire thing, which it wasn't, but it's the most important.
So two things. The first thing is I actually got a text message from somebody and they were like, "Who's this? What's this AEW thing?" And Chris Jericho's the champion of it now. Like,
and that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. If it had been Adam Page, nobody would give a shit, right?
Right.
So I had somebody else complain, it's like, "Oh, Jericho's 49 years old, winning championships. Like, what the fuck are they doing?" And I immediately retaliate with, "Do you know who Adam Page is?" I'm like, no. I was like, okay, so why would you give a shit if he's champion?
Exactly.
And then also, what you could have said that is, you watch WWE, did you like the Goldberg match? Did you like the Undertaker match? Because you can't say anything about age.
Hulk Hogan
who's 49, and the guy can fucking go.
Hulk Hogan was what? WCW champion at 50?
Can't really go anymore. So the age thing doesn't really bother me. If he's 49 and he runs around like a fucking 20-year-old, I don't care. As long as they're good, I'm not bothered.
I completely agree.
And he has to be champion when the AEW goes on to television, because he's the biggest name on the roster.
Right.
Well, one of the biggest names in the world, even if he does lose the championships.
Besides the Lucha Bros match with Young Bucks, what was the other match that you actually enjoyed?
I really, really enjoyed Jimmy Havoc. Sorry, Jimmy.
Of course you would, you fucking fucking limey.
The Cracker Barrel clusterfuck.
Fucking limey, you.
That's what I call it. The Cracker Barrel clusterfuck. Say that 3 times.
Yeah, you can't say you didn't enjoy that match. It was fucking brutal.
I wanted to hate it so much,
I really wanted to say fuck this match, but I
couldn't.
I really.
The thing is, I was on about this the other day. There's not a spot for that every week on AEW television.
Right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
As much as I love my GCW, I love CZW, I love all the tournaments to death, all that ball. I like people basically getting beat to a pulp till they nearly die, because I like bare knuckle fists as well. But you can't have that every week on telly. So I don't mind one of their matches being on every pay-per-view. One match of them, every pay-per-view, is fine. But the only thing I worry about is, are they going to be able to find spots for those 3 guys on a weekly television show? Now, Jimmy Havoc can wrestle. I know he's got this whole, he's only a fucking deathmatch kind of guy. But he's very, very similar to Sammy Callahan. The guy can actually fucking wrestle.
Yeah,
Joey Janela
you know what's the shit about...
the same. Joey Janela can wrestle as well.
You know what's the shit about you is that you're a sick, sadistic fuck. So you like that shit. You like all that shit.
What you get into over there, Ben?
Yeah, exactly. He likes all that shit. That sick shit. He likes fucking thumbtacks in the fucking ear hole.
You get into that BDSM stuff over
he
there?
likes that.
If I come to England, you hook me up? Alright.
Yeah, 100%. But like I said, the first proper wrestling franchise I started to watch when I was younger was ECW. That's why I grew up.
That's fair.
And then I started to watch WWF, and then I started watching WCW. But like I said, there's not a space for that every week.
Are you gonna be able to see him? You gonna be able to see Old Elite over there? Well, what channel is that over there?
It's on ITV, no?
The pay-per-views have been on ITV. What is? I forget what. I get confused. What's on USA and what's on TNT and?
But yeah.
Well, I've got Sky, so I mean it might be on there. I've got dodgy streams anyway. I mean, you guys can't get Impact over there, can you? Whereas over here in England, Impact's on every Friday.
Yeah, we get it like on Twitch over here and shit like that. We gotta get it over there.
If I want to watch wrestling, I can watch wrestling. Just the day, I'm a fan. And
listen, mate. If you need if you can get an Amazon Fire Stick over there, this mate over here can help you jailbreak if you need help on it.
The only problem with the Fire Stick is I don't get out enough as it is. If I have a Fire Stick, I will be the world's fattest man. I have 0 friends. I'll never see a woman or daylight ever again. So I did have one, and I got rid of it because I technically became a hermit for 6 months.
Yeah, this motherfucker actually had a woman in his house, and I don't know if he was done doing the deed or whatever the case may be, and he says, I gotta listen to my mates. You gotta go.
Yo, Ben, props, bro.
Technically, that was how then bros. Needs must and all that.
Ben, honestly, I gotta you gotta send me your information because I want to send you something. I got something for you, man.
Just a quick one. Have you guys spoken about NXT UK yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. We have to cut the feed because we're gonna do it there.
Can I ask him real quick? What was your favorite match on NXT?
Oh yeah. Well, ask him. You're on the fucking.
I was gonna say you.
Yeah,
what was your favorite match on NXT UK and why?
It was between Walter and Tyler Bate because it was just brutal as fuck.
What a fucking
But
match.
I think Cesaro and Dragunov was pretty.
Oh, wow.
It was such a good
The
match.
whole pay-per-view itself was really good.
And
I love Zach Gibson as well, and the fans were absolutely on fire. You know, shoes off if you hate Gibson. That
You know what? Thank you for explaining that to me. Thank you for explaining it, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, why the fuck do they have their shoes off?
yeah.
those fucking dicks. That's why.
But I gotta tell you, I really think that for Cesaro, that will be such a great move for him right now, man. And I think that will be if this whole the draft does occur, and if they want to slide in maybe a UK fucking slide, I think fucking Cesaro going there would be perfect. Remember Cesaro? Can you imagine Cesaro versus Volta?
Oh my god.
Dude, that's just me.
Remember a couple months ago? I told you, I was like, they should literally send some of these guys elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yo, my man, we're opening NXT Japan. Go to Japan.
Yeah.
Yo, go to NXT UK. You know what I mean?
I was saying like, you know, when NXT goes weekly on a Wednesday, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they're gonna slap a few of the guys from the main roster.
They probably would.
Down. Because imagine the first match, like the first championship match, being Adam Cole versus, say, Daniel Bryan. I mean,
Yeah.
Bryan, okay, he is being used a bit, but just imagine him slipping into NXT on the first show, maybe, against Adam Cole. I mean, I've got a feeling like Cesaro might be slipped down there for a couple of weeks. You know, maybe Heath Slater might go down there where they'll get a bit more appreciated and they'll be on TV. And I think it'll do them good.
Right. No, I agree.
But
I think it'd be a good idea as well. I think it'd be good for them and it'd be good for the show.
It's just good
Especially
for
someone like
business.
Cesaro, who loses pretty much every week but has a fucking mid-match. Imagine if you went on NXT and you had Matt Riddle versus Cesaro. I mean, I know you guys were on about earlier, like, who's supposed to be the face and who's supposed to be the heel, and you've got tweeners and stuff. Nowadays, some people don't mind if there's two faces as long as it's a good match. I mean, I'm one of those people. I don't particularly mind.
two faces go.
I mean,
it's fine for two faces to go head to
It's
head.
just a heel.
It's the heels. It's just a
make
different look.
sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's like seeing Lex Luthor versus fucking
Brady.
Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
It's just a weird. It doesn't really it doesn't look right.
Like, what's the payoff? What are you trying to get, you know?
Unless you're
it's
telling
like
me.
you like talking about with people like Cody and Shawn Spears, who's supposed to be. I mean, I think unless the characters, like MJF, you're on about.
Right.
I think everyone knows that the guy's a heel. At the end of the day, we know he's a heel, but we can see that he's brown nosing Cody.
Right.
To get
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
popularity he can. So we could see through that, but I don't mind.
I thought that story would have been better longer than what it is early on. That'd have been a better longer.
Yeah, I feel
story.
like the payoff's going to be like in a month or two.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's just kind of...
Let's be starts.
But Ben, thank you for calling in as always, brother. Thank you for checking in. Are you working right now?
I'm at work until 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm at work for another 4.5 hours.
Thank you, brother. Listen, do me a favor.
And I-
As much as it's tough it is for you, download, stream, and fucking share the show, brother.
Woo! I tell you what I have downloaded, whether you're on it or not, because I listen to a podcast called Franchise with Shane Douglas.
You fucker. You listen to that fucker, you don't listen to the rest of us?
I have SoundCloud now.
Listen, I've spent 45 minutes in a hotel room with Shane Douglas
Don't know if that's
alone.
good or not. I just downloaded it so I can listen to that.
That guy can run it
If you're on SoundCloud and shit, then yeah, maybe I could do that. I don't know.
Fucker, I'm gonna send you the link to the Rageworks Network, brothers. Thanks again for calling in, sir.
Yo, Ben, thanks, brother.
Top of the morning! Top of the morning to ya!
Not Irish. Not Irish.
Enjoy your tea and crumpets in the morning, brother.
I certainly will.
Latest.
Ladies, dude.
Alright, so that'll wrap up the AEW, right? We had a good. Alright, so guys, for you guys watching our live stream, thanks for being part of that. We're about to be off this set later, and then for Tropical Tabloid, the continuance of, because we have What We Watching Wrestling, we will return with that as well. So thanks for being a part of everything that we've been doing, and don't go away, stick around. And that's not Oski, that's Rondo. Oski didn't grow up that fast.
No.
Laters.
Later.